decades of severe weather experience here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Okay, everybody, hope y'all are doing okay this evening. It is 6:46. Tornado warning now in place for Smith County. This is for the storm which looked like it was going to be producing a little bit of rotation on the radar, and then as it began to mature, it looks as if we could have somewhat more organized rotation with it, and had some reports of what sounded like potentially a funnel cloud out near the Lindsay Park area here just a little bit ago. So that got the Weather Service into action. And so they ended up tossing the severe thunderstorm warning initially, and then went ahead and went with the tornado warning for Smith County, out of respect for what they were seeing on the radar, and what they also were seeing from some spotters who were there on the ground. Okay, the warning for Smith County will go until, let's see here, until 7:30. City of Tyler does have the sirens up and active, as you would expect them to do so with that kind of a situation in place. So let me adjust a couple of things here. I am doing a dance tonight for some special needs friends of mine who I help and do stuff with every couple of months. And so here in a little bit different surroundings tonight. And while they are taking some shelter, we are going to be here with you guys and talk a little bit about what we're seeing here. Gotta love it when you can go live from pretty much anywhere in the world. It's an amazing day that we are in here. Okay, so we'll be working with a little bit of different situation than what we normally have, but we can work through that and make it happen. So here's the radar from Shreveport, and let me get these towns there back on. So the storm, the polygon itself does include most of the city of Tyler. The south, let's call it the southeastern 3/4 of Tyler is on that. Let me get this where you can see that. There we are. That's what I wanted to do. So we got a decent looking hail core there along 64 there, passing there near Highway 64 on the east side out near Chapel Hill. We'll put this into motion for you. You can see the radar loop as it comes along. And again, the best hail production is usually going to be displaced to the north and or northeast of where you might see better rotation. So let's look at this thing from the velocity product and the reflectivity there next to each other. Looks like broad rotation, but I'm not seeing anything that's just terribly impressive, especially after what we saw yesterday up in the Oklahoma City area. But still, with somebody having seen something that appeared to be legitimate, the Weather Service acted and figures better to err on the side of caution than not. And I understand that. Some hail in downtown. Okay, thanks for that, Joe. Appreciate that. White House sirens going off as well, Teresa. Okay, good to know. Not surprised by that. Again, City of Tyler sirens, if you're just now hopping on, 6:49, coming up on 6:50, Weather Service with a tornado warning for Smith County. And that was brought on by a couple things. Number one, the storm showed a little bit of rotation south of the city. We, subsequent to that, had someone who was in a position to know a few things about such items and saw what looked like a funnel cloud out near the Lindsay Park area. So that kind of spun this whole thing into gear, so to speak. But again, what I'm seeing on the radar here is not terribly impressive from a rotation standpoint. That hail is probably dropping quarters there on the east side of Tyler, kind of the east-southeast side of town, out near 64 and the Loop. That would be like you're heading out towards Chapel Hill. Probably some quarters in that. I wouldn't be surprised. They ended up warning for a severe thunderstorm on this thing initially for up to quarter-size hail and some upwards of 60-mile-an-hour winds. Let's pull radar Omega up here, and that'll help to put a few more landmarks and whatnot into place. Let's see here what we have from folks as well. So let me pull the Shreveport radar in on this now, and that'll help to give a few more towns and just some other points of interest there. So heavy rainfall there from Hawkins back to the south, Winona. You guys in Winona are in the severe thunderstorm warning. Tyler, Chapel Hill, White House in the polygon for the tornado warning. Flint, Noonday, you're in that, but you're fine. You guys, Galilee, Noonday, Flint, White House. Honestly, I think the biggest of this is going to stay north of you guys as well. Pretty good amount of lightning in this thing. We heard the thunder here a while ago. Here from my vantage point over here near at First Christian Church at the Loop and 69. So sirens shut down, Matthew, there near Troop Highway. Okay, I'm not hearing them here either. I'm trying to think of where the closest siren is from my location here. It sounds like they've knocked the sirens off as well in White House. Hey, Neil, no problem, man. Appreciate you guys. So looks like more hail than anything to me out of this thing right now. Let me see what. Okay, so that's good. So we'll continue to kind of hang here and we'll watch this thing. Lightning seems to have slowed down somewhat over the last little bit. Let's look at the loop on this thing real quick. Again, tornado warning officially still in place for Smith County. Includes the city of Tyler. Hail still there. This thing moving kind of east-northeast. Not moving at a terribly quick pace either. So that is good if you want some good rainfall. It's not so good if you want to get out of the way of this thing. So a lot of folks hopping on here. So I'm just trying to go through some of this. Just a sec here.
John, over at home 58, 31 and East Loop. We're getting hail right now. It's about 3/8 of an inch in diameter. Okay. All right, Ricky.
So I'm hearing traffic of kind of what we were talking about, hail, maybe pennies to nickels over there near 64 in the loop. So that jives pretty well. Not as big as even we thought it was. So that's good. And this thing looks like it's weakened somewhat over the last couple of minutes as well. So that's good. Sirens going off in R, Florida. Okay, thanks for that. So besides this storm here, we've got additional storms down south near White House, but they look to be non-severe. A couple of other warnings for severe thunderstorm warnings. That would be for folks who were over in the Zandt County area, south of I-20, and then also, you okay so far? Okay, yeah, we'll let it ride here for a few more. Talking to my friends here, just trying to get our folks sheltered in place. I understand, Jesse. It's April, though. It'll be out of here. We'll be done with all this stuff by the middle of latter part of May, and it'll just be hot and humid from there on. So this is pretty standard procedure for Tyler and East Texas for this time of the year. So we have the severe thunderstorm watch box, which I think goes out until 10 o'clock this evening. The main concern with these storms has always been for some large hail, potentially up to, I saw some reports of up to tennis ball sized hail earlier with some of the storms that were coming out of Kaufman County. And so we've got that on the table as the environment is not as susceptible to tornadoes as it has been earlier on this year in other events that we've had. So that's a good thing. To keep this from getting too out of control and too widespread with the tornado concerns. It's looks like more of this is going to be related to garden variety severe weather stuff like hail, and some of the hail again tonight could be on the larger side. And then we transition this thing over to a wind concern later on tonight as the storms kind of congeal into a larger mass and swing across. And then flash flooding becomes an additional bit of concern for us. Let's take a look back at the radar here real quick. You're welcome, Sandra. Um, just looking at, I'd say modest rotation in this thing here. Um,
About just a minute, Wayne. Shreveport continues the tornado warning for county.
let's see here. Okay, so the Weather Service is going to keep the warning up until 7:30, so that's about 34 more minutes. Storm capable of a tornado over Tyler, moving northeast at 15. So that's a. And we get into a lot of noise out here. All this purple over Tyler. The radar signal gets incredibly noisy, oftentimes this far out, and velocity is even more troublesome. By the time the radar beam is over Tyler from Shreveport, it's thousands of feet up in the air. So that adds all the more speculation to what's going on at the ground. Um, I appreciate it, Tiffany. Thank you very much for trying to help out. Thanks, Colin. Glad you're here, man. Heavy rain in White House. Pretty okay. Thank you for that. So again, if you're just now hopping on, 6:57, tornado warning officially till 7:30 for Smith County. Tyler is in the polygon. I think the better storm potential is going to be Tyler, um, really probably north between Tyler and White House, north of White House, between White House and Tyler. Looks like some wind, decent wind there at least. That's east of 69, so that would be 110, right there along Highway 110. Just kind of on the near 110 in that loop area there. Decent wind, hard to tell with what we're seeing here because of the noise on the radar, just what the heck's going on there. But I'm seeing what looks like some brighter shading, which would indicate some stronger winds. The radar's saying 70 or so miles an hour, but again, that's a long ways up in the air column, so that's not necessarily something that we need to be too take literally for sure. What's that, man? Really? Okay. Are they okay? Okay. Okay. All right. No wind to troop in the loop, Steve? Okay. Thank you for that, man. Absolutely, Angela. So, if nothing else, southeast side of Tyler, near 110, if you're in that southeastern pocket between 110 and 64, you got some pretty good wind potential in there. If nothing else, some probably 40 to maybe 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, although not all this is going to be able to translate to the ground. If you look at the right hand, I've got the screen split down the middle. On the right hand side, you can see some of these numbers popping up, indicating wind being estimated by the radar. But again, we have to remember that this is way high up in the air column, so the likelihood of all that reaching the ground is slim. But if half of it does or 3/4 of it does, that still could be problematic if it hits the right spot at the right time, and there's a tree or something that could fall or injure somebody. So new scan coming in, doesn't look quite as strong there with that wind. This is Tyler, really southeast side of Tyler, where the best wind is at. Still uncertain as to whether or not we've got anything insofar as tornadic in that area there because of the radar noise. We just do not know that. So let me check something here. All right, so let's take a look for a second here. back out of this. Let's hop over here on this storm. Weather Service in Fort Worth is going to, or has just laid out a tornado warning for Zandt County. So that's just now coming in. Again, kind of on the edge of they're looking at this thing here. That's going to be south of 64. You can make out that rotation looks a bit more organized. 8 miles southwest of Van, or 8 miles southeast of Canton, moving east at 25. So tornadoes and up to quarter-sized hail. So that thing is going to pass just north of Edom, it looks like, between Van and Edom, I would think. Yeah, probably. This thing will continue. Probably pass off of the north side of 64. When you get out there, so that's getting out there in the Van Wheeler area. So that's 64. Right there on the west side of 64. Southwest of Van. This will be north of Edom. This thing looks like it's going to pass north of Edom. Edom, you guys are in the polygon, but I think the greater concern is going to be north of Edom. I'd say just about to split the difference between Van and Edom at this point. Sirens sound like they're going off again in the city of Tyler. Yeah, I hear the sirens too, Jesse. Thank you. Super strong winds at 110 in Beckham. Okay, Lauren, thank you. Yeah, Tracy, that looks like Ben Wheeler, Ben Wheeler area north of Edom.
KG5 Yellow Q. Sirens are going off over here on the east loop. Yeah, the batteries go off when there's a you know that. Thank you for the report, thank you.
So 7:04, a couple of tornado warnings out now. The Smith County tornado warning goes until 7:30 officially. This, what we've got zoomed in here for you, right-hand side of the screen, you can see the radar showing you the velocity product off of the Fort Worth radar. This for a tornado warning, which will go officially till 7:45. This doesn't look as organized though as it did just a scan or so back. This thing continued to go east at about 15 to 25 miles an hour. These things aren't moving terribly fast. But that's good in one way. It gives you plenty of time to prepare. The bad thing is it doesn't move out of the way real quick either. So, but that tornado warning again for Zandt County will run until 7:45 tonight for this storm here, which had some decent rotation on it here a while ago. A lot of lightning in there as well. So regardless of whether there's anything producing, it's going to do an awful lot of lightning. And probably some hail in there. I think up to quarters they were looking at when they initially issued the warning, but I don't see just a ton in here on the left-hand side of the screen. The reflectivity isn't just talking too loud to me right now. Van looking okay. You're going to get some hefty wind, and you're going to get some hefty wind and lightning out of that in Van. Hefty lightning, I should say. The wind will be worse to the south of you, I think. All right, Angie, good deal. Haven't seen a tornado reported. People are asking me about that. Okay, so Weather Service is watching what they think is a little bit better. Okay, they're going to keep the warning going. and it looks like if there is going to be something that's going to be okay. So we've got let's see here. Let's get back over to the Shreveport radar real quick. A lot of folks on there tonight. So we'll split this back up again. So spotters are seeing some stuff and reporting of some things. It looks like a funnel maybe on the east central side of Tyler. I think the Weather Service over here, the Green Acres area, seems to be what the consensus is from the spotters that we're able to look at. So, this thing is, while it doesn't look as impressive on the radar, the eyes on the ground would seem to indicate different. So we want to take this, with all serious there. So I'm glad they kept the sirens going. It's one of those things where when you have the eyes on the ground, you got a ton more than you do just with the radar alone. So really glad we got some people who seem like they know what they're seeing, even though it doesn't necessarily correspond with what I'm seeing here on the radar. Some video in here. Yeah, I'm seeing something rotating here. Trying to figure out where this is. I'm going to try to send this, and we'll just look at this together. So it looks like we've got something that's definitely organized over the eastern side of Tyler. I got some video here that I'm trying to push along. And then we'll open this up. So the tornado warning continues officially till 7:30. Looked like we had a lowering that was rotating, definitely doing that. On the east side of town, out near the Green Acres area. And trying to draw this over. All right. So you and I are going to look at this together. So this looks like this is going to be back over near the Green Acres Shopping Center area. I recognize that pawn shop. So this is there's a Walgreens right here. You're at 110 and the Loop. We're looking back towards Green Acres. Let's see what we see here. From our friend Andrea Caldwell. So this is from just a couple of minutes ago. See that spinning? It looks off. If I'm looking at that and I'm trying to make a determination, it looks like it's at least halfway down to the ground. I'm going to call that in as a tornado if I'm spotting that. So that's just a couple minutes ago. Back to the east. The parking lot there with a couple of restaurants on that's going to be the west side of 110. Looking back across the Loop, back over towards Green Acres. So we have something that looks especially capable of producing. That's on that east side of town, kind of that east-southeast side of town, just from a little bit ago. So I would definitely would definitely take that for what it's worth. Okay, Weather Service is going to go ahead and they're going to reissue further downstream for this thing, um, and for good reason on that. Let's see here. So we've got some pretty broad. Lauren says the ears are popping in the bathroom. Pressure's completely changed in the house. Yeah, you're probably really close to that mezzo then, Lauren. Um, Best hail on this thing is going to be northeast of Tyler now. Um, but if we're in that kind of that southeastern or that eastern part of Tyler, going east, kind of east northeast, out towards really heading up towards north side of 64 now, northeast of 64, back out further west, heading over towards Highway 31. If there's going to be something, in there, that's where it's going to most likely be at, I think. So all this noise in here, gosh, it's hard to know. So they got all the patients in the hallway at Christus. Okay, Tanya, thanks for that. I think this is. So I'm hearing a lot of different traffic. Dimes at East Loop and 271.
Downtown proper. I'm the owner of East Texas Brewing. I've got all of my customers moving to a safe location. I'm not a qualified ham operator, but I do monitor station religiously. We've got major rotation right above the building.
So this thing is still rotating pretty heartily, according to the traffic I'm hearing on amateur radio, right there near downtown, which is on kind of on the south end, or on the I guess on the west side of this whole system here. So we may have a couple of areas of rotation in this thing. As far as confirmed touchdowns go, I'm not sure about that, Aaron. I think that'll be something that we're going to have to watch and wait on. Let's see where this came from. Yeah, there's definitely something. Definitely something out there that's got a lot of potential to it. You guys on the southwest side of Tyler, you're okay. The worst of this, the most intense part of this, is going to be from downtown Tyler back east, and we'll call it northeast as well, for the time being, based off of some of the reports that I'm hearing of some rotation there near the downtown area. Hail on the northeast loop in 271. Nicole, thank you for that. You guys at White House for the time being, you guys look okay to me. I think White House just more heavy rain. Heavy rainfall, White House area, some lightning. The better rotation is going to be north of you guys. So again, we've seen some video that was passed along about 10 or 15 minutes ago. This was shot back over near 110 South in the Loop over there near, there's a Walmart Supercenter, or Walmart neighborhood market right there. You can see it's rotating pretty fast, that near Green Acres area earlier on. So sirens continue in Tyler. Downtown Tyler looks to have been pulled from the actual polygon itself, but I'm hearing traffic of. What's that?
They all going into the jail. They won't even listen to us anymore.
Okay.
Somebody told me to go tell you. A lot of people are living. My son's in a tornado about this big.
Okay.
He's in the roof. The shingles are too.
I'm not surprised to hear that. If he has any pictures of it, tell him to send it my way.
Dr. Deason. Hello.
Any pictures, tell him to send it to me if he wants to. Okay.
Take pictures.
So we're going to continue to watch this thing. As far as the van goes, let me get back into van, you guys. I know we've been keeping tabs on this here in Tyler. Let me pull off of this. We'll zoom out and look at what's going on over in Zandt County here for a second until we have some additional info on Tyler. Let's get back to Fort Worth radar, and still got the warning out for Zandt County. Doesn't look as pronounced as it did here 10 to 15 minutes ago. Still right there along 64. Looks like moving more east, south of Van, like we talked about, kind of splitting the difference between Van and Edom. Let's see if we have any. Here real quick, see if we have anything else. So they're going to continue the warning. Let's see, that's Robertson County. So they're going to continue the warning. It's officially till 7:45 for Zandt County. Storm located near Van or 12 miles southwest of Canton, moving east at 30. So that's going to be south of Van. Not a whole lot out here. You got Ben Wheeler out here, but I can't confirm, Chris, the tornado on the ground near the hospitals. I have heard conflicting report, or I have heard some reports of that, but I have not seen anything verified by the Weather Service, or I haven't seen any video sent to me to that effect. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this Zandt County storm, although the best rotation in there, if there is anything, is going to be right there near Ben Wheeler, looks like to me, based off of what I'm seeing from the radar here. You bet, Heidi. So hard to know for sure what's going on out there in Zandt County. If you are there and can give me any specifics on that, I'm glad to pass that along. Let's get back into Tyler and look at this situation now that we've been able to pull a little bit of this further to the east. Again, these things aren't moving terribly fast, and so that means the danger is not moving fast either away from you if you are in the middle of it. Good news is it's moving slow enough to give you a bit more time to take some measures to put yourself in a safe spot. So if we're going to have anything in Smith County, If anything is going to be rotating, it's either going to be northeast of downtown, east of downtown now. We'll call it east of downtown, probably more just east northeast on the north side of what would be 31. Okay, northeast side of Tyler now, if there is something there. And we could have two areas of rotation in this. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Another one potentially out here a little bit further to the east. Out on the east side, further out east, just northeast of Chapel Hill. That is not out of the realm of possibility. You guys on the west side of Tyler, you're okay. South side of Tyler, you're fine. Okay, Jeff, thanks. I'll try to pull that up here in a second. I know it's a lot quieter here on the south side of town than it was here just about 15-20 minutes ago. Good grief. Okay. Jeff, I'm coming at you with a question, man. So flash flood warning coming out too. Stand by. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing some impressive pictures out there. Yeah, Posh, you can come out. You can come out, Posh. So flash flood warning coming out now for Smith County because of the heavy rain. There's going to be an awful lot of rain out of this thing for probably the next hour or longer. You can see the radar really starting to light up here. It'll start to light up here in just a second. So I mean, you know, we're gonna be dealing with an awful lot of rainfall here for the bit, and that is, you know, rain's a good thing, as the song says, but at the same time, too much of it in too short of a time is going to be a problem. Fortunately for us, we've got a lot of infrastructure that can handle that. A lot of lightning out of this thing. Yeah, so I think we'll, when this is all said and done, we'll have some pretty good video, and that's going to help to give us some good ground truth on what happened here when it's all said and done. It's going to be a good chance for the weather service to come out and see some good locations to investigate for damage. I guess we'll just say that much. Tornado warning continues again. Smith County. It'll be kind of eastern Smith County. That's going to go officially until 7:30, I believe. Yeah, 4 minutes from now. So that'll expire in 4 minutes. And then severe thunderstorm warning outside of that. Flash flood warning for pretty much everybody from Noonday over to Flint, up to just north side of White House, over to Chapel Hill. That's going to include Tyler, and that'll run for until, let's see, that's 8:30. 9:30, 10, about 10:30 looks like for the flash flood warning for Smith County. Tyler proper, you guys are clear of the danger. So I don't see why the sirens would be brought back up to action for anything, at least near downtown, south or west of downtown. It's out north and east of there. We'll watch the tail end of this thing as it tracks off to the east, kind of northeast. I don't believe the sirens are still going Audrey and Tyler, but the rainfall sure is. So this is one of those deals where the rainfall is going to continue much further than the tornadic threat will, much further past the tornado threat. So if that helps some, just to kind of calm your nerves a little bit, then all the better. Yeah, man. Yeah, talking to a guy here with our dance. Yeah, it's calming down here for the city proper. So, yeah. White House, fine. This will all be east and northeast of White House. So, yeah. Flash flood warning and severe thunderstorm warning continues for the east and northeastern parts of the county. Heard something about TJC. Yeah, I heard some stuff too about that. That would line up with some of this rotation. It's going to be one of those deals where we just have to see if we have video of something on the ground or damage to show to that effect, and then that can be assessed by the Weather Service tomorrow or the next day, depending on when they can get out and make a survey. They will send a team over. I'm about 95% sure they'll have somebody in the area tomorrow, or maybe they may have to wait until that'll be Saturday due to rain and whatnot. But they've surveyed in the rain before, so it's not out of the question. Photo. Chris, can you text me that if you shot it? Text it to me and let me know if you did shoot it or not, please, ma'am. I appreciate that. 7:28 now. Tornado warning officially for Smith County till 7:30. Looks like they're going to go ahead and extend that thing on north and east. Yeah, so they're going to go northeastern Smith County, and they will include southwestern Upshur and west central Gregg County till 8:15. Severe thunderstorm capable of a tornado located 8 miles northeast of Tyler, moving northeast at 20. So that kind of jives with what we were talking about here earlier, kind of on the tail end of that supercell. Let's see here. Chris, I'm looking for your Facebook message, ma'am. Just 1 second here. There you are. All right, Chris, I've got you up on a message here now. So again, just to kind of reset the table here, it's 7:30 now. Weather Service is going to allow the piece of the polygon of the old warning that included Tyler that officially expired at 7:30. They're going to issue further downstream for this thing. It's going to take it up probably just south of Winona, southeast of Winona. You know, we haven't had something that looked just terribly dramatic on the radar this evening, but we've had what looks like, hardcore evidence of something that was spinning significantly off to the over downtown earlier, and over near the hospitals, and over near 110 in the Loop, Green Acres area. So there was something there, obviously, from the pictures that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing a lot of them come in. From near TJC, so that just kind of speaks to the weakness that we have here with with radar, the fact that we were having such a hard time seeing something on the radar when we have people on the ground who were seeing something definitely more serious. Johnny, let me look at the Canton area, man. I appreciate the kind words. So I'm trying to do this with the trackpad on my MacBook versus my mouse, which I normally have, so it's a little awkward trying to zoom and whatnot on that. So thanks for bearing with me. Again, we're DJing a dance for some special needs friends of ours that we do every couple of months, and then the warnings came out and we got them sheltered, and I came in here and start doing this here for us. So the rotation there, what we have, south of Van does not look as tight or organized as it did earlier. Van, you guys are on the north. Actually, you're just barely outside the polygon on that warning, it looks like to me. The better rotation is probably going to be back along 64, south of I-20 along 64. Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. Jeannie, if you have that, feel free to email that to me, doc@docdeason.com. That's doc@docdeason.com. It'll come on the bottom of the screen here on the ticker. And again, while I'm thinking about it, thanks to my friends at Rose City Roofing for helping to support us in this as well tonight. 7:33 now. So we continue with the warning. It's going to be this storm here south of Van. Best rotation. This thing moving to the east. Let's loop that. So that's moving more east. That's going to be something that we're going to need to watch further downstream for folks who are, you can see what I mean about the rotation and how much tighter and better it presented back when it was just southwest or southeast of Canton. See that there, how it's kind of diminished in overall intensity. So that's obviously encouraging. The thing we need to watch is that this is going to continue tracking east, and this red line is the Smith County line that separates Smith and Van Zandt County, so south of Van. So that means Shreveport is going to take this storm, is going to take a handoff from Fort Worth here shortly, and that would be more of a potential issue for folks further to the north, closer to I-20, probably along and just south of I-20, to be honest with you right now. But if you're in Lindale, down to Garden Valley, you want to be keeping an eye on this thing back to the west of you. Lightning, quite a bit of lightning in there, although not as much lightning production looks like as it had 20 minutes or so ago. Yeah, I bet they've got a lot of pictures that they're showing. And yes, I bet they do. If they've got half of what I got on my phone here, they've got an awful lot of compelling stuff to look at. Check some of this real quick. So I'm just going to continue to kind of watch this thing here over Van Zandt County. Doesn't look nearly as presentable or as impressive as it did earlier. Looks like a lot of it has, I don't know if the storm is, looks like the storm has lost a lot of its composure on the east side of it. Looks like it may be trying to regenerate on the west side of that cell. Notice how you lose a lot of these radar returns. Let's stop the loop and put it into a single box here. Yeah, you can see how it looks like it's lost some composure on the east side over closer to Edom, maybe trying to regenerate somewhat on the west side, kind of southwest of Van right now. Bathroom with the babies in Edom. Okay, Natasha, understand that. I think with what we're looking at there in Edom, I think I'd probably hang in that safe spot there for a little bit longer if I'm in Edom. I'm keeping an eye on this area kind of due west of Edom. Okay. Warm and windy and van. Okay, that's what I would expect to hear, Donna. So thank you for confirming that. Just pouring down rain there in the big city of Van. It is always looked as if this thing was going to pass south of Van, so it's not surprising. South Tidal X is okay. Absolutely, Elizabeth. You bet, Natasha. Thank you all. So we're at 7:37. Looks like Weather Service have they canceled that tornado warning for Zandt County? Let's see here. Looks like they may have. Yeah, canceled Milam, Robertson, Torning. Let me see here. 33, 37. Cancels Van Zandt. Okay, good. So Van Zandt County, you're clear. Like we talked about, it looked like that thing had lost some composure, so that's good. That rotation is gone, or is much less than it was. There probably could be still something there west of Edom, but Weather Service has gone ahead and they have canceled the warning early for Van Zandt County. So you guys in Edom, just be aware of that. Okay. Let's get back on this. It doesn't mean you got some heavy rain coming your way, but it doesn't mean you don't have that. So you got plenty of that. But as far as the tornado concerns go, we're all right there. Back on this storm, tornado warning just issued for Hideaway Lake. So that's I don't see anything for Hideaway Lake right now. All I see is the tornado warning for northeast of the city of Tyler. So I don't see anything yet I don't see anything for Hideaway Lake at the moment. Only warning we have for tornadoes is going to be this guy here on the northeast side of northeast of Tyler, northeast side of Smith County. Okay, so that's going to be heading up towards Gladewater, 271, UT Health Center. There's Starville, Winona. There's Owentown. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'll look at this a little bit better. Yeah, that's looking a little bit. It's a broad rotation there at the very least. The only area of concern that I have right now is going to be that area northeast of Tyler, between Tyler and Winona. Hail production doesn't look terribly impressive. Looks like it's diminished a lot from what it was here 20 minutes or so ago. Again, these things are not moving real fast, so that is going to add to the, it's going to make the rainfall totals really pile up. Sirens going off in Winona, Ashley. Okay. And you can make out, you know, there's going to be something there. It's going to be some wind there, at least, if nothing else. I think Randy, as far as confirmation on touchdown, I've heard reports of that. I haven't seen anything official from anybody. Um, I saw what looked earlier to be something that very well was probably on the ground over near the Green Acres Church area, um, based on the video that I saw that was shot back over towards right there at 110 in the loop. But I have not seen anything official yet on that from a touchdown. But it sounds like I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It looked like it was over halfway to the ground, so very well could have been something that was touching down there near Green Acres. The again, the warning here that we do have will go until what's that going to be? I guess 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. The official tornado warning expiration time for northeastern Smith County. Yeah, you're out of there now, Randy. Okay, Mitch, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, White House, you guys are clear for now in White House. Just moderate to heavy rainfall. If we've got something going on, it's going to be in this area right along I-20 south of Winona, if there is something there. Um, Thanks, Mitch. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what all I got on here when we're all done with it. Nancy Van looks okay. Tornado warning was canceled for you guys in Zandt County. Edom area, you guys are okay as well. You got some hefty rain coming your way when last I checked. Let's get back over to Edom and be sure nothing else has snuck in. Yeah, just moderate to heavy rainfall there from Van down to Edom. The only tornado warning we have is going to be for this storm in northeastern Smith County. They're going to extend it up into, or the polygon itself goes up into, extreme western Gregg County, as well as southwestern Upshur County. But the main area of concern is going to be back really just due south of Winona. Straight south of Winona. Hill there north or southeast of Winona right now. A little bit better hail potential than we had maybe 5 or so minutes ago. You can hear a little bit more thunder here in Tyler again now. So Weather Service is still watching that rotation as we are doing here. So they're not going to cancel that warning just yet. Reset things for you. I'm just going to kind of hang on this and monitor for a little bit longer. This guy out of Zandt County still looks to be below severe limits. The only warning that we have, honestly, is this one guy here over Smith County. And then the flash flood warning, which includes the city of Tyler. There's a lot of rain still yet to come into town. So even though the severe weather threat has been has come down, there's still a lot of rain. These things are not moving real fast, and so that's just going to prolong the potential for more of this stuff to pile up. Which, the rain's a good thing, but sometimes you get a little bit too much of it too fast, and that can be a problem. So we're gonna have to deal with that for a while after the severe weather threat has subsided. Madison, Van's okay. Just moderate rainfall in those areas right now. Nothing severe. No warnings of any kind right now for Van County. Those were canceled early. Thanks for that, Trevor. If you have any video of that, man, could you email that to me, please, sir? That would be great if you don't mind. doc@docdeason.com. doc@docdeason.com. The email address and all the social media handles are on the ticker on the bottom of the screen as well if you need that for reference, okay? So thanks for that. 749, tornado warning again continues northeastern Smith, Upshur County, and extreme western Gregg County. Warning goes for 26 more minutes, so that gets us to about, I guess about 8:15? Yeah, 8:15. Hey, Wayne, thanks for watching from Orlando, man. Moderate to heavy rain about to move back into Tyler. You bet, Annetta. Since you bring it up again, that Edom area right now, moderate to really heavy rainfall there. Here we go. Okay, so let's pull back in on that radar real quick, and we will. So here's what it's looking like. Edom and Wheeler area. You got some decent hail. I would think maybe dimes, quarters, potentially, maybe quarters in that near you. Okay. East Wheeler. Itself. Yeah, that looks like a little bit better rotation there on that thing. Particularly looking at the reflectivity product. See how this is trying to. Yeah, so there could be something there. Hearing some traffic too about that same thing. Potentially something cooking there. 155 and I-20. Okay, Michael, thanks. Yeah, sorry guys for my signal quality. I'm using a hotspot to try and handle this here remotely tonight. Not usually, not on our normal setup here. It sounds like we have something potentially that is cooking there south of Winona. That would be near I-20 and what would be 155 up in northeastern Smith County. I don't have anything confirmed on that. Okay, so they are, looks like they do have some confirmation on that confirmed tornado then east of town. So that is going to be something confirmed up there south of Winona. This will be up close to the Interstate 20 corridor, northeastern Smith County. And when we're looking at this thing here, this is what we're this is kind of what I'm keying off of. Right here, okay? That's what I'm kind of leaning on as something that could be. It sounds like it is cooking from what we're hearing from the Skywarn folks. So, fire department, I believe, is reporting seeing something on the ground there up in that part of the county. So this will be south of Winona, so northeast of Tyler. You guys in Tyler, you're fine. Chapel Hill, you're fine. Winona, you guys need to be taking your immediate tornado precautions. Anybody from back southwest of Gladewater, 271 goes up to Gladewater. This will be back closer to the 271, just south of or near I-20. So that's going to be the 271-155 split happens up there near UT Health Center. So this will be between UT Health Center and I-20. It sounds like, or close to that. Okay, good. Thanks, Randy. Yeah, that Owen Town area, that's exactly what we're thinking about, Lisa. Right there near Owen Town. Yeah, it sounds it's just to be the same parent storm, Rihanna, that prompted the warning. This is the same parent storm. It's just making tracks to the northeast, albeit slowly. But that's the one that prompted the warning, and so they're going to continue to walk that through. And now with confirmation from some firefighters who were seeing that actually take place on the ground. Their last report back up towards 155 and I-20. Cold front, Sid, going to be back out to the west of us, I think, man. Yeah, the Weather Service trimmed that box further northeast now, away from Tyler. So, again, all of Tyler, you're clear. We do have a flash flood warning for much of Smith County. That's going to go till about 10:15 tonight for the heavy rain that's moving in and the slow movement of the rain. Hail coming down heavy from west of Edom. Okay, Jenna, let me know how big the hail is if you can. Just let me know if you can, Jenna, what that hail size would estimate to be. Everything is generally moving kind of east, northeast as far as these individual storms go. Julie, I haven't heard of specifics on damage. Show you kind of what the radar looks like. I'll take this off and we'll. To restart this radar real fast. Let's see here.
Well, John, I didn't hear it, so that probably means that one side's on that. Okay. Well, I saw another little power was off power, so maybe lost the power out in that area.
There's that shower, that thunderstorm there near Edom right now. Doesn't look severe at this point as far as weather service is concerned. I don't see anything as far as warnings go on that. I had some reports of hail earlier. Video, photos of the tornado near TJC and UT. Dale, if you will email that to me, sir, that would be great. Doc at docdeason.com. Doc at docdeason.com. Thank you for that, Dale. That would be great. We're having some connectivity issues here, which is unfortunate to say the very least, but struggling with that at the moment. Here's where we are as far as no tornado Mineola. You guys are okay. UT Hospital Northeast, yeah, that if we have anything, it's going to be up in that 155 I-20 area near Owentown was the last report that I had heard from some folks as far as volunteer fire is concerned. The rotation here doesn't look as strong as it did earlier, so that's good. Quarters in Edom. Okay, Sissy, thanks. So that's letting me zoom out a little bit better, so that's good. The only warning that we have for severe weather from a traditional perspective is going to be this storm northeast of Tyler, okay? Near Winona. On a storm reflectivity structure, messy hook. To use weak rotation. Yeah, it's a messy. It is tough look. So they're going to run that tornado warning until 8:15, unless this thing just completely collapses on them. Especially with all of the talk and the rotation that we've seen reported, all the pictures and video that have shot in. This doesn't look nearly as impressive or organized as it did, although there could be some additional wind back here. Like in this area here. Okay. Thanks, Jim. So this thing is going to be heading up towards the Gladewater area. This is 271 here. This artery that blue line there. So that's Highway 271. I-20 down here. You see the I-20 marker down south of that. So you guys and gals who live in this area know what we're talking about. Sierra Chandler is okay for now. No warnings for Henderson County. Pea-sized hail 3 miles east of Edom between 279 and 64. A lot of lightning. Okay, Jen, thanks for that. Jen and Gary, appreciate that. Not surprised to hear the smaller hail based off what that looked like on the radar. Nathan, White Oak, I'd say you got some moderate to heavy rain headed your direction, man. I'd keep an eye on that storm off to the southwest. You're not in the tornado warning per se, but it is something that I would be aware of just to keep an eye on that. We'll see what it does over the next 10 to 20 minutes. It's not moving terribly fast, though. No tornadoes, Kaylee and Edom. That's just going to be some small hail, at least for the moment. Lindale's got some light to moderate rainfall, but nothing significant, Angela. Tyler's pretty clear for now, Saul. We'll watch these showers and this rainfall. We're going to have a lot more rain here in this, and we'll be watching this thing over towards Edom too, see if that's a sign of anything that can reestablish itself. But a lot of this stuff seems to be trending downward. As far as the really intense storms don't seem to be, they seem to be losing some of that steam while the overall breadth of the rainfall increases. The intensity of what I'm seeing here from these stronger storms, they seem to be kind of coming down somewhat in most cases. So we'll keep an eye on this guy here near Winona. Nothing really, Judy, for Lindale? No, nothing Lindale right now. You're welcome, Janelle. I appreciate that. Sorry, we're a little disorganized here tonight. .05, so we got 10 more minutes on this tornado warning officially for northeastern Smith, Upshur, and extreme western Gregg County. Wall cloud east of 271 on I-20, no signs of tornadic. Rotation is not real evident, so that's good. That's Michael Searcy, so I trust what he's seeing. He has done a lot of this, so that's good. Hook continues. Pea-size hail, Edom, Van Zandt County, 30 seconds from a train spotter, so that lines up with what we're hearing from everybody else out there. No signs of damage at all, Randy. Okay, good. Well, that's better. That's good. Tornado Flint Bullard, Raven, is it coming? No, nothing there. Flint Bullard, tornadic. Got some more rain coming back into the city from the west. A little bit better intensity on the rain. UT Hospital 271 North. Kaylin, I haven't seen anything more in a while. Last 10 or 15 minutes, I just saw a report from a trained observer who doesn't see anything that looks imminent up that way right now. So that's good. Watching this thing over there towards Edom. Again, as we talked about earlier, this thing will pass north of Tyler. The bulk of it will, but it also looks like it's losing some composure as it's coming east. So this will be more of a player for folks along the North Loop between there and Lindale, Garden Valley area, Hideaway Lake, probably more appropriate. There's I-20. So this will be So Edom area, this thing will cross 64 probably just north of the airport. Thanks, Jim. So that's that thing coming out of Edom. Looks like it's losing some steam. There's a structure. Good. Okay, so Michael's up there looking at it. Set to expire. May not extend if trends continue, so that's good. Looks like the structure, sounds like the structure of it is not nearly as organized as it was here a little earlier, so that's good. Absolutely, Travis. Are they? Okay. I'm free. Um, all right, so we've got 10 after 8 here. Looks like Weather Service, if this thing does not pick up intensity, they're going to probably let this thing, they very well may, I'll just put it like that, let this thing expire. Northeastern Smith County. If you guys in Gladewater, Union Grove, Big Sandy, this will pass southeast of you. Doesn't look as organized. Looking at some traffic from Skywarn spotters saying it doesn't sound as, or doesn't look as organized as it did earlier from a visual perspective, so that's good. We're glad to hear that. It doesn't look to present as well nearly on the radar, just for the reflectivity alone, doesn't look nearly as hookish as it did earlier. You can kind of make out that kind of that tail on the southwest end of it, and notice how that kind of goes away over the life of that loop there. Okay, so that's a good sign. That's what we like to see. We'll look at it back again on velocity. Yeah, see, there's just not a lot going on there now on the velocity, so I feel more confident. More confident of the fact that it's not as organized as it was. Got some, moderate to heavy rainfall up there, Sulphur Springs area, Hopkins County. Just heavy rain. Pretty consistent, Lovelady. That's Trinity County. Granted, that's a long ways away from the Shreveport radar. Let's do that though. Let's kind of look at this. Let's get back in on the DFW radar real fast. And while that stuff is losing composure, let's see what else is going on out there while we have just a second. So we got, additional, there's all kinds of little outflow boundaries that are being pushed out from this stuff. You can see them kind of pulsing back to the north. See how those storms are just kind of firing up in a line. So it's probably some kind of little outflow there. You got the front, which is probably back up here close to the DFW, I would be willing to think. And then you got severe weather down there towards College Station, Austin. The green boxes here are flash flood warnings. Yellow boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings. The only tornado warning this whole part of the state is right there over in northeastern Smith County, but that won't last but about a minute and a half longer, and then they're gonna pull that, I bet. Let's warning. Smith County storm plans, so the tornado warning expire. That storm expires at the same time. Okay. So they're gonna let that one. They're gonna let that one expire at 15 after. So that's good news there. The rain will continue off and on overnight. Tonight, it'll be interesting to watch these storms try to fire up back to the east of or west of us, and what that does for overnight hours. This stuff is going to really zap. It's going to take a lot of juice out of the atmosphere, but we could still have some hailers and maybe even some wind as well. This stuff regenerates out here to the west. That's something to keep an eye on overnight. But the bigger concern with severe weather and tornadoes seems to be a diminishing. We had a very low end potential for it today to start with, and we just happened to knock the bullseye here. It sounds like in Tyler. So that's kind of where we sit at as we put April, another event in the books for April. I'm glad we had some spotters and people out there who knew what they were looking at earlier. We had what looked like weaker rotation on the radar to kind of take this thing back to about 7, or I don't even know what time we started on this, but the report of what looked like a funnel out towards Lindsay Park kind of got this thing all spun up into motion, in spite of it not looking terribly impressive on the radar, which is not the first time we've had this kind of thing happen before. And so that kind of started the cascade of events that led us to this here with an expiring tornado warning at 8:15. So that is, as I say, what we got. Severe thunderstorm watch is going to continue until I believe it's 10 o'clock tonight. The Weather Service, it looks like they are now going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning. I thought I saw something, or did I not see that? Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. That's Cass County. Okay, so they're going to have Cass County, and then folks up in the Arkansas, and for those storms that are, yeah, there goes the box. Yeah, so they've got Cass County in there, extreme eastern Cass County at that. So let's back on Shreveport. Yeah, so that's just the extreme eastern piece of Cass County, Queen City, Atlanta. Okay. Be some pretty decent wind in there, I'm betting. Lord James had some damage. Okay, Rosanna, thank you for that. If you have any pictures of that, let me know. You or Chuck, either one, thank y'all very much for that. Once we get daylight back in here and we can start to assess things in the morning, it'll become a bit more obvious as to what we're dealing with. So I'm going to be interested to see if you have pictures of anything. Please feel free to send those along to me. Let me give you the social media handles for me. All right, if you don't have those already, I'm on Twitter at Doc Deason. We do Facebook. We do live stuff to the YouTube channel during breaking severe weather, like what we're doing tonight. We're able to stream that simultaneously to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitter, and then also we do some stuff on Instagram. Don't do as much on Instagram as we do on the other platforms, just because it's easier to publish on the others. But we do try to give some heads up on things ahead of time through Instagram as well. I know a lot of the young folks are on that platform, and so we want to try to get them at least some warning, if we can, heads up ahead of time. Again, for email, if you want to send me an email, you can do that. Send it to doc at docdeason.com. That is that's the email that'll go straight to me. I'll try to parse through some of this stuff tonight when we get. I'm going to go in there, tear down the DJ equipment, and we'll head back to the house after we get that done. And I'm glad the kids here were okay tonight. We had them sheltered in the kitchen and different parts of the church property here when the tornado warning was issued. So I'm going to go handle some of that, and then we'll be back to look at this stuff and post as we need to throughout the evening. But I'm glad we're safe. I haven't heard of any injuries tonight, so we've got a lot to be thankful for this day and every day. So thank you guys for being a part of this tonight. Thanks again to my friends at Rose City Roofing for helping to support our cause here. And appreciate you guys being a part of this. I'll come back on tonight as we need to. Otherwise, y'all have a good evening, and we'll talk to you with a 7-day forecast as we do each and every weekday tomorrow morning between 7 and about 7:15. All right? You guys have a good night.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.